If you're a content creator or a budget filmmaker, this might have become my new favorite piece of equipment for shooting B-roll. This is the TopRig S60, which is able to get you shots like this. Now, so full transparency, I was legit about to buy this product myself, but being in the position I am, being super blessed with YouTube and content creation, and also being on a tight budget like a lot of us were, I ended up reaching out to Axoon to see if they can send me over this product and I can make a video for you. So full disclaimer, Axoon did send me this slider over. I was about to buy it myself, but they sent it over for me. They don't get to see this video before I post it, so I'll try to keep my thoughts about it as honest and truthful, but in reality, I was actually going to be purchasing this slider whatsoever for myself for filming product videos and filming YouTube B-roll content here on the channel, which this is going to be coming huge in for myself. So with all of that said and done, let's kind of dive in, talk about some of the physical things that you're able to do with this. So there is actually going to be two models for this. There is the TopRig S60, which I have right here, and then there's the smaller version, the S40, 60 millimeters long, and then the 40 is 40 centimeters long. But in reality, the travel distance is actually going to be more like on the 40 mil, on the S40, the travel distance is about 8.9 inches for the travel length of the camera. And then it's about 15 inches in total length. Meanwhile, on the S60, it's about 16.7 inches of travel length for the camera. And then it's a 23.6 inches in total for the entire length. Now for the pricing of these two models, the S40 does come in around $350, but there's a deal for right now, and it's been going on for a long time, which is $250 for the S40, and then for the S60 right here, brand new, comes in at $400. But again, there's been a deal and it's been going on a long time since I was about to purchase this, and now it's January. It's for $320. So if the deal is still there, it's a $320 slider or $250 slider, and you get a lot of features. So let's kind of talk about the physical design, starting off with this carrying case. I absolutely love this little carrying case. It's pretty compact. It has everything you need in it. One little con with this case though, and just in general, there is no power source. You do need to buy your own NPF battery. So I do have an NPF battery in here, which is my own that I bought, but you use NPF batteries for a ton of different things. So in here you have your bag, you have the slider itself, and then it comes with the instructions and then an extra belt just in case this one breaks, and then a screwdriver to replace it. So in here, I just keep my one NPF battery that I got from Andy Cine, and then you can plop that in there to power the entire thing. Now, in all honesty, I actually have not charged this battery. So I got this mid-December and it is almost mid-January. I have not charged this battery, and I have used this product multiple times on multiple different shoots. I've recorded 2.5 hour interviews, and I am still at, technically, according to this battery and this thing, over 100%, not really, but I'm probably more realistically at 90% power on this one battery, and it's been almost a month with just one battery and I haven't charged it. So the power usage and the power draw obviously will depend on a lot of things, but in terms of power, you can use this for a long, significant amount of time with just one NPF battery. Anyways, let's talk about, again, more about the physical design. So the entire design is a full metal build. There is a couple other power options right down here with DC. You do have USB-C, and then you have a camera for remote control. And then on the bottom here, you have a couple different mounting points. Before we get into that, you do have these rubber feet all right here. Each rubber foot is adjustable, so you can adjust it. I just have it tightened so they don't fall off ever. And then for mounting points, you do have 2 quarter threads, one here, and then they are also on the side right here. Let me just show the camera. And then there's one on the other side right here as well. And then directly into the middle of this, you have 4 quarter threads and then 1 3/8 threads in the middle. So for different mounting points, there's a ton of variety. Now, in addition to this, you can also buy this, which is a support rod. It costs $45 and you get 2 of these. Now, the thing that's nice about this is you can clamp it onto one part of your tripod, and then you can just unscrew this part and it'll extend out. I'm actually using the second one right now for booming my mic, but this is really nice for if you just want to add a little bit more support so there doesn't kind of lean when you have your camera moving and it's on a tripod, for example. Now back on the top of the TopRig, that's funny. You have a bubble level indicator right here, which shows you where you're level. This is really helpful when you are using a tripod and you want to make sure your shots are level. So it might be leveled right here on your tripod, but then over here, it's not leveled. So it's really nice that they do include one. I wish there was one over here as well. I think that could have been an easy additional feature to put it right here. It does tell you which side's the left, which side is the right of this. And then you have a couple different screwing points. You have this one, which I like calling the coffee grinder, which kind of sounds like a coffee grinder. And then you have this one over here. I will touch point on what these 2 screws do later on in this video and how you can get different dynamic movements with it. But then you have your entire power source options, which we're going to dive into the entire controls right here. And then on the right side over here is the control battery, which once you plug that in, you get all your controls and actually be able to power on and use this device. So let's dive right into the control unit of this entire thing. It's actually really simple to control everything with just this one little box right here on top. So to turn on everything, you just have to press and hold this little button right here for on and off, and then everything is on. Woo! But before you can just start using this, you do have to press play. And what this is basically going to be doing is it's going to start a calibration where it will go all the way to the left, and then it's going to go all the way to the right, and then I believe it will stop at the right, and it is just calibrating where the entire track is. And then, like I said, it stops. You can hit play again and it'll start moving forward. And then if you just hit this stop button right here, it'll stop the entire unit. So on the top right here, this is your speed dial. So when you hit play, you can control the speed of this entire dial. It can go all the way from 1.9 inches a second and then as slow as 0.19 inches or 5.5 centimeters a second. So go significantly super slow, which is super useful if you're doing time lapses, for example. Now, the next button, when you want to set A and B points, so if you want your A point to be right here and then your B point to be right here, you just hit this. You can go all the way to the speed. Say you want your A point to be right here, you can go all the way to here, hit pause, hit the A button. Then once the A button's selected, what's gonna do is it's gonna pass this. You could set your B point over here. Remember your A point somewhere here. It's gonna go somewhere here. We'll stop it like right here. We'll hit B, and then it'll go back to my A point, which is around here. And then it's gonna go to my B point, and then it's gonna stop. If you want to continuously repeat this movement again and again, so it's going constantly back and forth, you hit this button right here. So instead of repeating the movement once, it's gonna continuously go to A, and then to B, to A, to B, to B, to A, to A, to B, continuously on and so on. Now, if you wanna reset your A and B points, all you have to do is press this button right here, pause, reset, your lights turn off, and you have your A and B completely reset. So when the track is moving left, there's no way to reverse the track to go right if you missed your point for whatsoever. But if your track is going all the way left and then you want to go right and you want to reverse the track to go back the other way, you don't have to wait all the way to get to here. You could just hit the pause button. Right after you hit the pause button, hold down the pause button for about 3 seconds, hit play, and it'll start going back the other way. Now, there's a couple different ways that you can shoot and use this entire thing. The first one is your parallel movement. So basically, this is when the camera is constantly moving in one direction and moving the other direction as so. Now, if you hit pause and using the coffee grinder turner and this little knob right here, you can unscrew this and move this little bar right here and push it down while this one goes up. You lock this into place and you lock this one into place. This right here is called the focus mode. So this basically, if you have something in the center right here, the camera is going to be locked in, keeping something right in the center of the frame the entire time. This is ideal for if you are shooting interviews and you want to get that natural bit of movement in your camera where it's sort of panning left and right, and it gives you just a little bit of motion and keeping something in the center like this. Now, alternatively, the moment you do move this up right here and you having this down, you get this really dynamic movement by turning your camera sideways and having it be up here, and you're able to get these panning shots that are doing these reveal shots, and it looks so good when you mount this vertically, and it gives you this sort of robot-like shot on this one little slider. Now, this second one is called the panamorphic parallel mode. So unscrewing these, you're going to do the exact opposite movement. And what this basically does, and it's most ideal for time lapses is what I'm thinking, or opening or reveal shots of locations, when you reverse it and you hit play, what this is basically doing is it's taking one shot from this area, it's moving it this direction, and it's revealing a shot in this location over here. The last thing is there is an app right here which can control the entire slider itself, where you get full control in moving this back and forth. You could set your A and B points. You can also do time-lapse functions showing how long your time lapse is, the different frame rates, your video length, the number of shots you're getting. It can give you a little bit more control, but the nice part is you don't need an app. You don't need an extension thing when you have to use that. When you're considering the price point of the slider and you pit other electronic sliders in the same price point, this is definitely a class in itself. Yes, it would have been nice to have some different type of pan and tilt control, and if you want that, well, you're gonna have to pay for it for double the cost. So I guess with all that said, should you buy it? Well, ultimately, if you're in the market for an electronic slider and you don't have, you know, $800 to $1,000 to $2,000 on a budget for a slider, then I think this one really kind of takes the cake in terms of what types of shots you are able to achieve with it based on your own creativity. Anyways, I actually did a behind the scenes of using this slider in another video, which you could check out that video right there. YouTube recommends you might like this video right here. So next one, guys, peace.